All right. I took a week out. Let's really get into these comments. I'm not gonna name no names in these comments unless I really think it's somebody like significant that's really speaking on what I'm speaking on, and there's not that much. Most of the people are just talking about Drake is hip hop or Drake is not hip hop, and a lot of people don't have any rebuttals and just say, "Oh, this is a waste of time. Oh, this is a waste of my life. Oh, this is a waste of 2 minutes." It's 2 minutes, 3 minutes on YouTube. You know, you could have put on toast and watch my video and come back. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't make you watch a whole movie. Right, so then, like the first comment, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick are not that great, and that's not the point. I wasn't rating them on music or whether or not they are hip hop. That was not the point. On whether I was not continuing the conversation on whether Drake is hip hop or not. And for the record, I don't think that Drake is hip hop. I think that Drake is urban music. He can rap. He sings a little bit. He's on Bashment a little bit. He's on house a little bit. He is on R&B quite a lot, and he raps. Do you know what I mean? But he's not hip hop. He's not cultural with it. He's in it to make money, solely to make money. He's in it for his own best interest. He's not culturally involved. He doesn't care about the people. He doesn't even speak on topics about the people or real life like that. All he really talks about is all his haters and all his girls. You know, it's urban music. Do you know what I mean? That's for the record. Anyway, but that's not what I was talking about when I was getting into Stevie Knight. I was getting into how he flip-flops and he stays on the side of labeling hip-hop as a degenerate music genre. Unless it's Eminem. That's all he does. He just rides Eminem till the wheels fall off, and everything else is just subpar in his opinion. But subpar as a music genre, never mind as a culture. He thinks everything else is degenerate. Do you know what I mean? And anything that can, you know, anything decent that he has to admit is decent, he just says it's not as good as Eminem. That's basically where he stands with the shit. But he's not a hip-hop culturalist himself. Do you know what I mean? He don't care about the culture. I've got someone here, why are you talking about, okay, Paul Anthony, what's his face? That's a decent, you know. Why are you talking about our culture when you're clearly from Brum? You ain't American. I'm not American, but I'm not from Birmingham. I'm from Leeds. I'm from West Yorkshire. You know. And I'm talking about the culture because I love the culture. I love the culture. And I'm a student of the culture. And yes, for the record, I'm a guest of the culture. I am from the UK. Hip-hop started in the Bronx, in New York, USA. So yes, for the record, I am a guest in the house that hip-hop built. Yes. So, oh wait, we'll move on. Waste of time and view. Check yourself. Well, I check myself. I have time today. Do you know what I mean? So, a waste of time and view. Wasted 3 minutes of my life. Dude, you can make scrambled eggs and watch this video at the same time. How does he know how to speak if he can't even listen? This clue didn't understand what Steve was saying. I don't even like the dude and all like that, and he made sense to me. You got people to listen to your Karen rant. Okay. But, you know, I understood what Steve was saying. 2 weeks ago, Mos Def made a statement saying that Drake was pop music. Steve's response was to say, look, hip-hop culturalists will probably not see Drake as hip-hop. But if you talk about hip-hop products, because when you break down hip-hop, there's basically three categories of hip-hop. There's hip-hop spirit, there's hip-hop culture, and there's hip-hop products. Hip-hop spirit is that the shit that draws hip-hoppers together. The shit that draws hip-hoppers together and made this culture. Even before it was branded as a culture, you'll see, look at Wild Style. That's the spirit of hip-hop on film. Hip-hop culture is all the different branches of arts and crafts that created the culture. MCing, B-boy, DJ, beatbox, tag, graffiti, street fashion, street knowledge, street entrepreneurialism, street language. That's all the categories that make up hip-hop culture as we know it. And then you have hip-hop products. Hip-hop CDs, You Got Served, Boys in the Hood, FUBU. These are all hip-hop products. Now, most people interact with hip-hop products almost every day. But fewer people are really interested in the culture. So Steve was talking about hip-hop products, and he said that Drake is the guy when it comes to the best hip-hop products that money can buy. It's Drake. That's what he said in response to Mos Def. But when it came to 2 weeks later, when Tom McDonald was breaking down his song and basically saying, yeah, well, you know, our rap is not about degrading women and gangster and all this kind of stuff. Basically saying, you know, he don't do what we do, he does what he do. That's basically what he was saying. Right? And so it took Vlad TV, the culture vulture, what we say the #1 culture vulture, ahead of Leo Cohen and academics. It took him to say, look, when you talk about rap music, even if you talk about rap music on a basic level, you can see that Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole are not ratchet, basically. They don't talk all that. Steve's instance was to say, well, Drake's not hip hop though. Drake is an outlier, and it's like, all right, okay. So when it comes to positive imagery, we can't claim Drake. After you demanded that we claim Drake, you're like, yo, you guys know Drake is hip hop. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just, it's nonsensical. 2 weeks ago, it's nonsensical to take him out of the conversation, and now Drake don't count. When it comes to uplifting images in hip hop, we're not allowed to say, like Drake, for instance. No, we're not allowed to do that now. No, because hip hop is ratchet, hip hop is degenerate, hip hop is WAP, hip hop is Pound Town, hip hop is bitches ain't shit, hip hop is fuck the police, and that's it. That's all we're allowed to do. When it comes to, you know, talking about our positive images, don't mention the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was the greatest sitcom in the whole of the 90s. Don't mention, you know, John Singleton from, you know, he did Boys in the Hood, but then he went on to contribute to the Fast and the Furious. He went on, you know what I mean? Like, he got to diversify. Don't mention Ice Cube, who was from the most dangerous rap group, NWA, went on to make the most successful comedy franchises in the past 30 years. Don't mention that. No, we're not allowed to talk about, you know, that's not hip hop. That's not hip hop products. That's not what hip hop has contributed to mainstream society. And you know, yeah, I'm not from England. No, I'm not from America. I'm from England. But you know, but what, Top Boy don't count? Top Boy is not that hip hop didn't contribute to us being able to tell our story. No, that don't count. You know, Kidulthood doesn't count. No, all these things don't count. This is not what hip hop has been able to influence. You know, hip hop is not no reason to why we have artists like Stormzy, artists like Dave. No, hip hop doesn't have anything to do with that. You know, hip hop's responsible for gigs, maybe, but no, it can't be responsible for someone as sophisticated as Dave with his lyrics. Can't be responsible for someone as sophisticated as Gets or Kano with his lyrics. No. Hip hop didn't do that. But anyway, let's go. Hypocrite is crazy. Do you know what a hypocrite is? I know what a hypocrite is. That's why I made the whole video saying that Steve is a hypocrite. Oh, Jesus, just delete this video. It's a bit creepy. Listen, look. Stupid argument. Because what? I mean, like I said, he picks and chooses how he wants to categorize hip-hop, and he always leads to it being a degenerate music genre. Unless it's Eminem. All he talks about is how sophisticated Eminem is. What people have got to understand about Eminem is that the reason why Eminem between 2000 and 2002 was the best rapper on earth, undisputedly, was because of the competition. It's the same way how people talk about Jordan. The reason why Jordan was the greatest, or is the greatest of all time, is against the competition. Eminem was the greatest in spite of being around Big Pun, DMX, Nas, Jay-Z, Exhibit, being amongst Red, Meth, Ghostface was in his stride, Cool G Rap was making a comeback, Common, Talib, Mos. This is the field that Eminem was in when he was labeled the best. He was rapping alongside Young Z and Rah Digger. He was rapping, do you know what I mean? Like, he was amongst the best. D12 was at the best shape. They was killing it. He just left partnering with Royce 5'9". Like, he was amongst the best. That's why he was the best at that time. Because he was standing above kings. That reign lasted about 3 to 4 years. Since then, it's been shaky for M. It's been shaky. Fans won't admit that to themselves, but, you know, that's their business. Yeah, go ahead and take this. Why do I have to take this down? Why do I need to take this down? It's my thoughts, my feelings, my opinion. No, Stephen Knight got beat up in a fixed fight. How fragile was. That's nothing to do with this conversation. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, get into that. You know, that fight was that fight. You know, he won disqualification. He won. We'll just leave it at that. Right, let's say you're right. This is an interesting one. Emmanuel Arthur. What's the point of this video? My point is very clear in the vid. That's what I said. Let's say I'm right. It's not even that deep. It's deep to me. It's deep to me. You're acting like he did something so bad that we should gatekeep him out of hip-hop. Looks to me like you're just trying to find something on him because you don't like him. I try to like Stevie Knight. I try. Some things he says I agree with. Some things he says I don't agree with. Genuinely, I try. But what I can't stand about Stevie Knight is that he's always trying to make hip-hop sound degenerate. Culture Vulture Vlad went up there and was like, yo, you can't just tar everybody in the same brush when it comes to hip-hop as a music genre. Let's just talk standardized. Music is a hip-hop genre. As a music genre. Right? You can't just be like, you know, Tom McDonald can't just sit there making this dumbass song saying, yeah, well, I don't talk about hoes. I don't talk about, you know, I'm not like those guys. That's what it basically, that song is I'm not like those guys. I'm different. That's basically what his song was. I'm not like them. You know what I mean? We do it different round here. We do it different. And basically the industry tries to do that. You know, they don't finance positive hip-hop by black people. The industry doesn't do that. You know what I mean? They wait. I mean, with Eminem, they talk about him so sophisticated, but his records don't lie. You can look at his track record. He wasn't the positive light. But, you know, now it's rock and roll. But even look at the press back then on how they was talking about Eminem. Now he's the rock star. Now he's the whatever. Yeah, but, you know, when it comes to positive, they wait. They sit and they wait for Macklemore to come along. And then they go, wow, you know what? Macklemore is so alternative. He talks about something different. And and, you know, he has this song about, you know, like embracing the gay community and not being a thing. And it's like, yo, listen, like, years before that song, didn't Kanye go up on like a media platform and say, yo, listen, hip-hop needs to do something about its homophobia? But then when Macklemore comes out with it, it was like, oh my God, look at a change in hip hop is coming. There's no change in hip hop. Like, peace, unity, love, and having fun. That's always been the mantra from the 70s. You know, I just need him to not speak on like our culture. You know what I mean? And you know, we don't need. Listen, hip hop is mainstream. So when I was talking about gates, we can't keep people out of contributing to the arts and crafts of hip hop. People can rap as much as they want. People can break dance as much as they want. People can tag as much as they want. People can do what they want. But at the end of the day, it's all about what their heart is telling them and how they want to speak to the people in what they do. You know? If they really have something to say, it's going to show in their work. It's not going to come across as degenerate. Or just, another one of those rap songs. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's... You know what I mean? It's not going to do that. When it's art, when you're artistic with your tagging and your graffiti, it's gonna look that way. It's gonna look like the Saints Row art that's down in Little London. It's not gonna look like the vandalism of when you put somebody's phone number talking about for sex call whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop on a bus stop somewhere. It's not gonna look like vandalism. It's gonna look like art when you care. So caring about how this art form is viewed is at the root of being someone involved in the culture. Is caring. When people go, ain't that serious? Then you're not hip hop. As soon as you say ain't that serious, ain't hip hop because it ain't serious to you. It's not culturally sensitive. But tell trans people it ain't that serious. Tell them. Go tell them it ain't that serious. Whatever they're going through, whatever's happening in their community, their political plight, tell them it ain't that serious. When it comes to hip hop, that's what they always do with us. It ain't that serious. They said that about when NWA, the police, when they put out that song. I'm pretty sure that y'all shouldn't have even done that. I know the police do is dirty, but you shouldn't be putting out, you're jeopardizing your career, putting a song out like, fuck the police. It ain't even that serious. They probably got told that. Then Rodney King happened years later. You know what I mean? But we get told about that with hip hop all the time. Man, just shut up, man. It ain't even that serious. It's serious to me. But Gates is not about keeping people out. It's about protecting and establishing what hip hop is. There has to be a gate between people's own interpretations and opinions on what hip hop is, because a lot of people, my opinion and the actual documents, the actual facts and figures, the actual pieces of music, pieces of art, conversations, meetings, congregations that built the culture. There has to be an institution that preserves what hip hop is. There has to be. We had a similar thing in Leeds. My friend Monk put together an art exhibition of hip hop culture 50 years. Things like that must exist so that other people's opinions based on their perspective can be researched and looked at and been like, oh, actually, you know that this is from this and that is from there and this built here and this was the first thing of that and this, you know how people are so quick to be like, no, Kool Herc isn't the first DJ hip hop, the godfather hip hop existed, you know how people, there's always someone that's got something to say about something, and I think that that's good in hip hop. So when people are like, oh, it ain't that serious, what you talk, listen, Someone drank their Haterade. It ain't that easy. You think English would understand English? Understood. Mad. It's not the one video. There's a lot of different things he did. You had edit a whole video about another man. Stop Dame Dashing. Stop doing Dame Dashing's thingy. People make reaction videos every day about something or something else. People make reaction videos all the time. So this whole video about being a hypocrite, if that's your lane, boy, you're finna have a lot of work to do. Most YouTubers contradict themselves at some point. Yeah, but it's the thing of he's always leaning towards what keeps hip hop looking degenerate. Now, here we go. Now we got some juice. Antonoid, please, I said that right? Antonio, DBZ. I mean, he ain't wrong. Rap is 90% about gangster, guns, and side chicks lyrics. Now, I mean, that's 50 Cent. Right? That's 50 Cent. Rick Ross? Lil Wayne? Okay. What, we're gonna put 2 Chainz in there? Are we gonna put Migos in there? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna put, we have idiots like Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg who are almost 60 years old and they're still screaming, I'm gangster. Bro, sit your ass down, you're almost 60. You're a grandpa, not a gangster. Lamau, it's embarrassing. Right, okay. I mean, Ice Cube can, he can say whatever he wants, but he runs a basketball franchise and he's produced 4 comedy franchises. What are gangsters capable? We're not capable. What did they say about the Kennedys? What did they say about the Kennedys? But Snoop Dogg, they talk a certain way now, but when he was on trial, they weren't talking all of that. It was the most dangerous man, Death Row Records, the most dangerous rapper. He's so dangerous, he's banned from Australia. The records speak for themselves of how they spoke about these people. Now they're puppies. Now, oh no, they're puppies. They're angels. They're angels. Ice Cube makes family movies. He's an angel. Snoop Dogg does Just Eat theme songs. It's an angel. It's interesting how long it took for them to get there. The records speak for themselves. Go see how they was talking about them 30 years ago. And look, rap is 90% about gangsters, guns, and side chicks. Okay, off the top of my head, Evidence don't talk about all that kind of stuff. Iris Sirens don't talk about all that kind of stuff. Talib Kweli, Common don't really talk about all that kind of stuff. The Jizzer, Poetic of the Gravediggers, Q-Tip, Five Dog. Off the top of my head, De La Soul. I said Macklemore. Who else have I got to say? Right. Gangsta, Guru, CL Smooth, Nice and Smooth. I mean, this is just me going off the cuff of rappers that don't, talk about all that stuff. The Souls of Mischief, the Diggable Planets. It's there to find. Keith, Cool Keith. It's there to find if you want to find it. Cool Mo D, LL Cool J. For the most part, you know what I mean? Like LL Cool J, Will Smith, the Fresh Prince. I'm just going off the cuff of rappers that don't. Queen Latifah. I'm going off the cuff here. Names of successful rappers that didn't have to do all that. Kid and Play. Going off the cuff. Salt and Pepper. I'm going off the cuff of rappers that had not gangster guns and side chicks. What, we're going to bring up MC Light's song about that she was 21 in 17 and we're going to bring that up now? Like, what we doing here? What we doing? So 90%, rap is 90% gangster guns and side chicks. I mean, then invest money in the 10% then. Find out who they are and invest money in them. If you're sick of it. Find who's who. Culture Vulture was able to find the top 3 most revered rap artists of the last 10 years wouldn't be considered degenerate. But Drake don't count. When it comes about positivity, positive images, Drake don't count. You mad? Explain. Yeah. Reaction video about a reaction video to someone's. Welcome to YouTube. It's such a shame, innit? Yeah, homies in the rap game, only for the money and the fame. Clock time ago, my man was weird from about 2 to 6 videos. I don't know what that means. SBG Big 01. I don't know what that means. Most of my videos, I'm either like, I'd say a couple of other opinions about stuff, and then I just break down my lyrics, and most of my stuff is rap. So, you know, yeah, I think he agrees, Drake. It's not about Drake, huh? You're reaching infinity and beyond. Most of the times when people just say, I'm reaching, and I say, explain, there's no... yeah, so, you know, let me get into, because we're nearing half an hour. I am not attacking you as a person, but your take on this is terrible, and you did a horrible job of breaking down what was being said. If you're going to have a successful channel, then you have to at least understand what is being said. In no way, shape, or form did he say Drake was not hip-hop. Drake is an outlier as far as commercial success and the way he is able to turn out records and hits. This is not about Drake. Hip-hop has been reduced to, guys, no, rap music in the industry. The most money has been invested in by corporations into the most degenerate of our art form. But this is across the board. This isn't even an exclusive tactic by Hollywood and by the industry. It's not even an exclusive tactic. They always gravitate to what is making the most money or what seems to be getting the most attention. Look at the MCU. Nobody cared about comic books like that. Batman was always successful. Superman was listen, Batman was always successful up to a point. Superman 4 was so bad they didn't make Superman movies for 20 years. Nobody cared about comic books until MCU started making waves. Everybody else was trying a little bit here, trying. The 2000s in the comic book movies was the dark ages. Then the MCU happened and look how it is now. They always gravitate to what's making the money. What's getting the attention. What happened, the difference was we had companies that dedicated themselves to showing the other side. So it wasn't just MTV that controlled what you saw. For every MTV, there was a double XL, there was a Source, and there was a HHC where you could do your own research on what is representative of the culture. You could find out for yourself. You was not just being told by large corporate entities. It's the same now, really, on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's the same now. You can look, you can find. You know? But there was a very clear mentality that all what you see on TV is not the entirety of who we are. Now it's like we're being fed our own poison and just being like, oh no, but there's no medicine. This is all we got. No, it's not. You know, this was a terrible breakdown. I wasn't breaking down Drake. I was breaking down Stevie leaning towards keeping our art form degenerate in his mind. Professor Finessa, yeah, the first outlier is about whatever music you think Drake has dropped you think is trash. Don't let those outliers overwhelm the gems and contributions he's made to hip-hop. Okay. The second outlier is that Drake himself is an outlier of the rappers that don't speak about... No, it's not. Two different uses of the word outlier. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. He said, outliers are technicalities. He said, do not let technicalities take Drake out of the conversation of hip-hop. That was his point. But when Culture Vulture Vlad said, yo, don't tie all rap with the same brush, Drake is a good example of clean mainstream hip-hop. He said Drake don't count, Drake's an outlier. It was the same conversation. But theirs was in response to Top McDonald saying hip-hop is degenerate, and they were saying, no, it's not. No, it's not. Look at Drake. And he said, Drake ain't that. Drake ain't, no. Sorry, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's what people that don't love hip-hop do. They don't live hip-hop in its entirety. They don't love hip-hop with all its flaws and want to have real discussions about hip-hop as a culture. They just want to be like, hip-hop is rap music, and the majority of rap music is ratchet, and it's the destruction of black people. Like, it's a bigger conversation to have. At least nobody can say you're a T-Rex. Those arms be reaching so far, it's impossible. I don't know what a T-Rex means. That's what I said. But, you know, man here's pom-pom. Yeah, a T-Rex is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't get the joke because Tyrannosaurus Rexes are known to be having, like short arms. So it's like those arms are reaching so far, it'll be impossible. I'm going to get the other guys, Will Ferrell on you. Like, T-Rexes reach with their teeth. They don't use their arms for damn near nothing. T-Rexes reach with their teeth, bro. So, I don't want much else. This video is long. Nobody will watch it. But, you know, my part of my video is I can pull up stuff. This is my channel. I can pull up stuff and I can talk about whatever I want for how long as I want. This is the freedom of YouTube. Enjoy the freedoms that you have, people. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy the freedoms that you have. And my freedom is to be a student of this culture called hip-hop and to care. It's my right. It's to care about this culture. You know? You have the right to say, ain't that serious too. You have that right. But I was just hoping that people will be able to grasp that what I'm saying is that, listen, we cannot let these people just keep going on and talking about hip-hop like it is degenerate and we have had nothing positive to offer to the world. And it took Eminem to wake and to wake up the rest of the world, to automatically wake the rest of the world up. No, it's not. That's a myth. It's a myth. Eminem is not the reason why hip hop is worldwide. You know what I mean? These people have the nerve to say that after the phenomenon that was Tupac Shakur. They have the nerve to say all that stuff. After Tupac, they have the nerve to say Eminem made hip hop international. Are you serious? That's why you don't. That's why that guy, when he said, "Yo, I'm from Birmingham. I'm from Leeds." But him saying, "Yo, don't speak on our culture. You're from another country." That shows how little they know that how far hip hop has been taken. Before 1999, before Eminem, like, they don't realize how widespread internationally hip hop was. How far it reached out. They have no idea. You know, they think, like, it's really like, I feel like in America it's like they look at hip hop as it is, like, mainstream, like the way hip hop is mainstream. They look at it like that. And so they either cash in or they cash out, and you've got the few chapters in America and few communities that really, really care. That really care. You know what I mean? And then you've got the rest of the world that is still like we get it. We grasp hip hop as a culture. The rest of the world grasp it more than America does. Like, we still give a fuck about the elements. Like, we still care. They don't care. It's money. It's capitalistic country. It's the capitalistic nature of the way the country runs. So, but the bottom line is, I have the right to feel what I feel, and I feel that he was picking and choosing how he wants to view and portray anything, just to keep us looking degenerate, and no, I'm not about that. Sorry.